Howdy, fellas. It's me, milxluvr, aka Charlie. So, today I wanted to kind of give like a little rundown of what I think of the Raptors and their whole season so far, which by whole season I mean like couple weeks of games. Um, I kind of wanted to give my thoughts and opinions and kind of like join the discourse about like what's going on with the Raptors. By the way, if you want more of my basketball taste, you guys can follow me on bluesky at milxluvr. Really cool site. I hope it does good. Me and a couple of friends are trying to make like a little community there, so I feel like it'd be sick if you guys could join us. There's a couple of things about the Raptors that make me happy, surprisingly, and a couple of things that make me not so happy. To start, let's talk about the happy things. I think it's good to start good. So to start off, I want to talk about two specific players that are currently competing with each other in a small, like little way, but Jamal Shead and Davion Mitchell. These two players are, oh my gosh, I can't believe we have them. They're so underrated and they're so good and they're just gonna keep getting better. So what I mean by competing is that currently, like, because Quickly's out, they kind of have to go back and forth with the point guard position, and you know, Davion Mitchell is starting over Shed, but there is like some tight competition there. Davion Mitchell has amazing playmaking, but one thing about Jamal Shead that I absolutely love is this man can make the craziest passes of all time and nobody is saying anything. Like, you know, those kinds of passes that are like behind the back, or those really quick strong passes that you don't even get to see, like it just happens, or like between the legs, and just a whole lot of different freaking passes, and it's like he can do all of them. And this is his first year. He's just getting over here. Like, this is crazy cool. He knows how to play make. He knows what he's doing. And I'm just so in love. I'm a Shed head. I'm a Shed head. I don't I don't know if that's like, you know, but like I heard people use that. So I'm like, yeah, I'm a Shed head. I love Jamal Shed. I've been hyping him up since the summer league. Like, ever since I saw this guy in the summer league, I was like, yo, it's it. Like, that's who it is. That's gonna be the guy. That's gonna be our Fred VanVleet. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm so excited. Davion Mitchell is also an incredibly good player. The playmaking IQ that he has is incredible, and also defense, very good. I love his defense. I think his defense is incredible. So far with the defense as like a whole, the Raptors, not doing too good. I will touch on that a little bit later. Yeah, no, I truly think that Jamal Shead and Davion Mitchell are so good switching out. And it's kind of sick because like now I have to think about like when Quickly comes back, are they going to play guard position, or is there going to be like three prominent good rotational guards that, you know, we can actually split the minutes and help Quickly, you know, recover from his injury mid-game instead of rushing him into 20-30 minutes per game. I'm very big on injury management, so it's like that's like important to me. Let's talk about another player. I think you knew this was coming. Grady Big Dick Energy. I love Grady Dick. I love him. I love him. What is going on? Okay, so just saying, most improved player. Don't even argue with me on that. You can't. It's so crazy how we went from Grady being afraid to shoot threes and afraid to pass and afraid to even dribble the ball. He goes to the G League for 2 weeks, which, by the way, I recommended from the jump because I knew it would help him. He goes from that to dropping like what, 2 30-point games back to back. He has been averaging what, 20 points per game. That is insane. Like, that is actually kind of crazy. I could be wrong on that stat too, but you know, he's the GOAT. I'm just gonna lie. If Grady Dick keeps up with this, most improved player. You can't even start to doubt it. By the way, if you hear like a little wah in the background, that's my cat. He's old and I can't really do anything about that. If Grady Dick keeps developing like this, most improved player, without a shot, without a doubt, starting 5 position, gonna be a main guy playing 40 minutes a night. Oh, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. Speaking of the G League thing, a lot of people thought that I was like a huge hater of Grady. I was never a huge hater of Grady. I hated his management. I wanted Grady to develop more in the G League because when I saw him in the Summer League last year, I was like, he's good, but I don't think he's confident yet. When it came to last year, he started the season off very, very rough, and we all remember that. I kept saying, send him to the G League. Like, send him to the G League. Let him develop with vets. Let him develop with people who are experienced and who have been in and out of NBA games, and let him get like a good feel of the court and like how the Raptors play style is, because he's joining a brand new team. There's brand new play styles. There's brand new everything. You need to be comfortable with it first, and I don't think the Summer League last year got him to that point, so he needed the G League to kind of push him a little forward. And he was only there for like what, 2-3 weeks, and then he came out and he was balling. I'm sorry, I'm correct. That's just how the cookie crumbles, unfortunately. One concern I have for Grady Dick and his great, amazing performances is I am kind of scared he's gonna get tired, and I'm scared he's gonna lose his momentum. I've noticed that they do tend to sub out Grady, even if he's doing well, to kind of like preserve his energy. I hope they keep doing that. I get a little frustrated sometimes when he's on a run and then they take him off and you're kind of like, well, he's on a run, like we kind of need that to happen, but it's fine, I guess. It is what it is. But overall, Grady Dick, amazing player. If you haven't watched him yet, you need to watch this kid. He's probably one of the most dynamic scorers in the league. Let me explain. You got guys who can just shoot threes and make a simple layup. You got guys who can dunk pretty well and like shoot pretty mid-ranges and like so on and so forth. Grady can do it all. Grady can shoot threes and it looks pretty. He can shoot mid-ranges like he's DeRozan and Butler's love child. He is the most acrobatic person when it comes to layups ever. He does like wraparounds and he does like the craziest little like one-handed dunks, and he like does like these crazy shots. And I think you guys need to start paying attention to him, and I pray that we do not trade him in the future, because this man is our future. Like, come on, like please, Masai. All right, boys, I'm gonna have to roll up my sleeves for this one. I'm gonna start getting into the complaints I have about the Raptors. This one's gonna be a little shaky. It's gonna be a lot of repetition if you guys have watched my TikToks. These are the most prominent takes I have about the Raptors that I find are negative, but I hope that you guys can see where I'm coming from as like a good like critique, you know what I'm saying? Let's get to the meat of it. The one thing that's stopping us defensively, and sometimes offensively, but mostly defensively, we need a new center. A lot of people look at Pirtle's stat line and they're like, wow, he's really, really good. He's dropping all these double doubles and, you know, he's really doing good against like big guys. If you guys actually watch the game rather than look at the stats, you are wrong. Even if you do look at the stats, you'll notice that when he plays against big guys, yeah, he'll get a double-double, but they get a triple-double with like 40 points. Jokic. So it's like, no. I see Pirtle as being a backup center, and a very, very essential backup center. He has like an okay defensive ability. He does not get to his guy in time when it comes to switches, but that's fine, I guess. Offensively, he's really good. He can see the whole court. He makes good passes. My biggest complaint about Pirtle, and I guess you could say it's a physical thing, is motherfucker got butterfingers. I've seen so many times where they give him a quick, good pass, and he can't hold it. I believe that when we need a starting center, we need some guy who can play against the big boys, like someone like Joel Embiid or Nikola Jokic or Domantas Sabonis. I don't see Pirtle being that guy. If you wanted my true and honest opinion, if you wanted my biggest take, I want Valanciunas back. Not only because he's my favorite player, but I mean, he fits with the team so well and his IQ is insane. That's why he's been kind of making the Wizards better. He's more of a coach for the Wizards, if anything. He would be able to like mentor these young guys that we have, this super young core that we have. I don't know, like he would just be the perfect match. If, yo, Wizards, hit Masai up. We can give you Battle. Battle's pretty good. He's getting there. I don't know. The biggest thing that actually pissed me off this year was when we waived Brendan Carlson. And nowadays, centers shoot threes. This guy loves to shoot threes, and he's good at it. Like, he takes the opportunity, he takes the time to do it, and he did it well in the summer league. And there was a couple of games that he started and he was just not, like the preseason, like he didn't get enough time to play and he didn't get enough time to show himself. I would have taken Brendan Carlson over Bruno Fernando. That is a certainty. We would have had a backup center where we could have kept Pirtle at the starting position and Brendan at the secondary, and I think he actually would have been good. One of them can shoot threes and the other one has one of the highest field goal percentages in the league, and he has for like the past like 3 years. It pissed me off just a bit. Like, I did not like that wave. I did not like that decision, but I hope Bruno Fernando can actually do something pretty insane later on. I hope that we get to see more of him. I would actually prefer to see him at the 4, but unfortunately with the circumstances, we can't have Chris Boucher play the 5. We all know this. So it's just gonna have to come down to Pirtle and Fernando. Another critique I have, this one's a hot take. Get ready for this one, Raptors fans, because I know I got a couple of people mad about this one. I'm not the biggest fan of Darko. I'm really not. I think that he provides good morale. I think that he's a very upbeat guy. And I think that there's times where he has really good plays and he can play the guys at good positions. But the way he handles his timeouts and the way he handles the final quarter is irking me. If you guys didn't know, the Raptors used to be one of the best fourth quarter teams in the whole NBA. That was like a tradition that we had where it was like we would start off really, really bad and we would always come back in the second half, especially the fourth quarter. That was the team we used to be. Honestly, from what I've noticed with Darko, it seems to be the opposite. We tend to start off really, really strong, and then fourth quarter, I have no fucking clue what is going on. Let me break down this one thing that has made me so angry just this year. You have a situation where there's 10 seconds left on the clock. We have 1 timeout left, or 2 sometimes. There was 2 at one point. You have 10 seconds left. You have a timeout left. They just scored the ball. It's a 1-point game. You're probably thinking, yeah, take the timeout so you have the ball starting on the other side of the court. You guys have a play drawn up, and you guys can win the game by doing a good last second scoring shot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not Darko. No, not Darko. What he thinks is better is actually the second they score, inbound the ball as quickly as possible, get it to RJ Barrett, get him to the 3-point line, make sure he's contested by like 2-3 people, and make him shoot the ball and miss. Now here's the thing, you're probably saying, well, if he shot the ball and he made it, you wouldn't be complaining. I definitely would be complaining. This is not a good strategy. I think that we should actually try to win those close games to boost the morale and boost their confidence and teach them what it's like to actually play in a last second shot fourth quarter situation. Nobody would do this ever. I think that those decisions are not smart. I don't think that there's like a meta behind it where it's like, no, he's just teaching the guys in case of a certain situation. I don't want to hear it. If anything, it brings their morale down. And so I would rather them do the smart play and practice the smart play over and over, since it tends to keep happening apparently, and get good at it so we can be more determined to close out games. Like, I don't get it. This kind of brings me into my next point. A lot of people say that my judgments towards what's going on currently, especially with Darko, shouldn't matter because we're tanking. Because we're playing capture the flag. If you don't know what that means, it means teams are doing bad on purpose to get the lottery pick for Cooper Flag, who, I'm going to be honest, I haven't really seen much of. I don't know how crazy he is, but that's apparently what we're going for. And I'm gonna be honest, we don't need to. Our first 10 games were against difficult teams, good teams, and it's gonna be pretty rough. But here's the thing, we did really well against those teams. What I'm not understanding is, why are we purposefully tanking when the team is actually good. Maybe it would be better if we can get the guys some play-in and playoff experience, grow the team a bit better, and maybe develop some players so we can make some trades and then go for a championship run. I don't get why we keep doing this thing where it's like we gotta keep tanking, we gotta keep tanking. I don't like the concept of tanking. I think every team in the NBA should play to their fullest extent. It's such a waste of fans' times. It's such a waste of everyone's time, even the players' time, to do bad on purpose. And you might be wondering, how do you know they're purposefully losing? Jakob Poeltl said it himself at Media Day. We're not trying to win every game. I don't care. You should. As an NBA team, you should. I don't want this strategy of let's tank and do really, really bad so we can get a pick for a guy that we don't even know is going to be good in the NBA. We have no idea. I think the whole concept of tanking for players is so dumb. I think it's only fun when people do 2K rebuilds of it. I don't think this is fun. I don't think it is. As a fan, I'm sorry. I can't believe that the ticket prices are what they are for a team that is purposefully losing. That is ridiculous to me.
Hi, Editor Charlie here. That was explained so horribly, so I'm gonna clarify some things. What I mean to say is I prefer rebuilding by spreading out the minutes, developing our smaller bench players, and trading them for better players in the future, rather than rebuilding by tanking for a first round pick or the first round pick's value or the person behind the pick. You know what I'm saying? I'm not attacking Jakob Poeltl. I understand his whole point is they're not going to overplay their starters, and that's why I'm saying, well, yeah, let's play everybody and let's get the deep bench up in there getting 10-20 minutes per game, so we can develop them, get them better. I don't find that purposefully losing. I find that development, and I don't find that to be tanking. There's a couple of situations that I explained earlier with Darko that leads me to believe that they're tanking, such as the horrible last quarter 10-second thing. So that's why I'm saying, like, this whole tanking thing just kind of irks me, and I just would rather do what we usually do and just develop our bench.
Overall, I do think the Raptors are going down a good path. If we do have to tank, whatever, I'm fine. As long as the game is entertaining, I guess. Really hope to see Grady and Jamal and Davion Mitchell grow the most. Those are the guys that I'm really paying attention to. We know what RJ Barrett is capable of, and we know what Quickly is capable of. So I'm not really concerned much with their development. I'm more concerned with these guys, these three players specifically, that I think are going to be big for us. And as long as we can keep them, that's my thoughts and opinions. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to follow the rest of my socials, they'll be down in the description or here on the screen. I'm pretty much milxluvr on everything except Twitter, but I'm not really using Twitter that much. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you think of the Raptors season so far? What do you guys think the Raptors are going to do in the future? How do you guys feel about my takes? Like, I just want to have a conversation, and just to be sure, no hate here. I will never be a hater. I look at critique like it's good discourse. I look at it like good conversation. Sometimes you guys have changed my mind on a lot of things, and I, see the big picture. And, I hope I could do that with some people, maybe, but I would love for you guys to even try to change my mind if you guys feel like my takes are bad. Thank you for being a part of my first video. This has been really fun. Yeah. Adios.